Dear grade 12 students, welcome to today's English lesson. This is Grammar 6A. Make sure to have your students' books and workbooks while you watch the video. There are two objectives to consider for today's lesson. The first one, you're expected to be able to learn to express ability, inability, obligation, necessity, absence of obligation, prohibition, permission, requests, advice, opinion, certainty, possibility, regret, and criticism, while the second objective, you're expected to be able to learn to make deductions about the present, future, and the past. Let's start today's lesson, and I want you to tell me which is used to give advice, should or could. Excellent. Should is used to give advice, which is used to express ability in the past, should or could. Wonderful. Could is used to express ability in the past. Now, I want you to fill in these sentences using either should or could. Well, you take care of your younger brother, so you should. This is a piece of advice. When I was young in the past, I could run faster than I do now. Past ability or ability in the past. So, based on these examples, how do you think grammar works? I will tell you. There are two things to consider. The first one is meaning, while the second one is the verb form. So you want to express a certain meaning, and for that meaning, there is a certain verb form. For example, to express advice, you can say, you should sleep early. The meaning, you're advised to sleep early, and the verb form we have is should plus the base form of the verb. So should, sleep. Should, and the base form is sleep. Now it's time to open your books on page 85. This is exercise A, and you're supposed to match the phrases in blue to what they express. Sentence 1, you don't need to buy ski equipment. You can rent equipment at the resort. Don't need to is used to express, yes, is used to express a lack of necessity, something that's not important to be done. All participants have to arrive at the starting point 30 minutes before the race begins. Have to is used to express an obligation, something that must be done. Now, pause the video to answer the rest of the questions. Well, excuse me, could you show me how the game is played? Could is used in here to express a polite request. You'd better treat the wound, or else you'll get an infection. Had better is used to express a piece of advice, is used to give a piece of advice. You mustn't use your hands when playing football. It's against the rules. Mustn't is used to express prohibition. Something that's not allowed. When I was younger, I could run non-stop for 2 kilometers, but now I can't. Could in this sentence is used to express an ability in the past. May I borrow your tennis racket for a while? May in here is used to express a request for permission. We are still working on exercise A, and now we will learn about other phrases to be used to express the same meanings we have in exercise A. So, to express a lack of necessity, you can use don't need to, don't have to, needn't. To express an obligation, you can use have to, must, or need to. To express a request, you can use could, can, will, would. To express an advice, you can use either had better, should, or ought to. To express a prohibition, you can use mustn't or can't. To express a past ability, you can use could or was able to. But there is a slight difference in meaning in here between could and was able to. Could is used to express a general ability in the past. So, for example, I can say, I could play football when I was young. But was able to is used to express a past ability in a certain situation. For example, I can say, I was able to pass yesterday's test. So, could is used to express a general ability in the past. Was able to is used to express a past ability in a certain situation. And finally, to express a request for permission, you can use may, can, or could. Moving on to exercise B, I want you to take a look at these examples and answer the questions. Please pause the video now. Well, let's read question 1. Which example expresses that it is possible for something to happen, but we're not sure? So which of these? Wonderful. The second example is used to express something that is possible to happen, but we're not sure. The coach said that we may start practice earlier tomorrow. Which example expresses that we are almost sure that something is true? We're sure, and this is the first example. That player must be new because I've never seen him before. So must in here is not used to express an obligation, is used to express that we're sure about something to be true. How do we form the negative of these examples? Well, to form the negative from must and base form, and remember, this is when must is used to express certainty, you're sure about something. We use can't plus base form to express or to form the negative of this must. While to form the negative from may plus base form, we say may not plus base form. So he might be ill, he might not be ill. He must be rich, he can't be rich. Note that couldn't is not used to express lack of possibility, it expresses lack of ability. So we have could in here in the affirmative form, and in here is used to express that something is possible. But couldn't doesn't express lack of possibility, it expresses lack of ability. Moving on to exercise C. Read the sentences below. Do they refer to the present, past, or future? Pause the video and answer the questions. Well, Sultan could have broken his leg when he fell off the motorbike, but fortunately he didn't. So fell off, he didn't. So this sentence refers to, yes, excellent. It refers to the past. Could have broken. You can't have seen Miriam today. She is at a volleyball tournament. So, can't have seen earlier today. So again, this sentence refers to the past. So, I want you to tell me what is common in these 6 sentences. Wonderful. For all these sentences, we have the modal, have, and past participle. Modal, have, past participle. Modal, have, past participle. So, they all have something in common, which is have and the past participle form of the verb, and they all refer to the past. Moving on to exercise D. Read the sentences again, those sentences in exercise C, and fill in the gaps with the missing modal verb. Now, I want you to tell me which sentence in exercise C is used to express regret about an action in the past. Can you tell me? Wonderful. It is sentence number 3. I should have gone to bed earlier last night so I wouldn't be so tired right now. So, what modal verb is missing in here? Should. So, should or ought to is used along with have and past participle to express regret about an action in the past. Now, I want you to pause the video and answer the questions in the same way we did for question 1. Well, which sentence from exercise C expresses absence of necessity in the past? It is sentence 6. Rashid needn't have bought a tent for the camping trip. I have one. So it wasn't important to buy a new tent, and needn't plus have plus past participle is used to express absence of necessity in the past. Which sentence expresses possibility in the past? Sentence 5. My sister might have tried this diet before, but I'm not 100% certain. So, may or might, along with have and past participle, used to express possibility in the past. Now I want you to pause the video one more time and complete the rest of the questions. Well, which sentence from exercise C is used to express unfulfilled possibility in the past? Sultan could have broken his leg, but it didn't happen. So, could, have, plus past participle to express unfulfilled possibility in the past. Positive deduction in the past. We have Diane has a terrible stomach ache. She must have overeaten. So we're sure about this action or this behavior in the past. So must and have plus past participle to express certainty in the past. Negative deduction in the past. You can't have seen. It's about impossible. You can't have seen Mariam today. She's at a volleyball tournament. So can't or couldn't have plus past participle are used to express negative deduction in the past. Moving on to exercise E. Let's read together. Hey Zainab, you look nice and relaxed. Yeah, I feel wonderful. I've started exercising at home and I feel great. You start too. So, a piece of advice. You ought to start too. I lost some weight, but I haven't weighed myself, so I'm not sure. So she's not sure. I may have lost some weight. Now, pause the video to answer the rest of the questions. Question 2. Did you see the match last night? Yay! It was brilliant. However, Timmins injured his back quite badly. He barely walked by the end. So he must have injured his back because he could hardly walk. He could barely walk. We're still working on exercise E. Pause the video to answer the questions. Well, I heard that Jack has an interview at the new fitness center. They hire him as an aerobics instructor. It is possible, so they may hire him. What are you talking about? He applied for the position of a gym instructor. He get his degree in physical education first. So he doesn't have a degree in physical education. So he can't have applied because he must get a degree. He needs to get a degree first. Hi Jill, how are you feeling? You sounded depressed on the phone. So I knew I come over straight away. It was important to be done. I had to come over straight away, and I brought a little something to cheer you up. I'm a bit better actually, but you brought all these sweets for me. I'm on a diet, remember? So it wasn't important to bring all these sweets. So you needn't have brought. Right, well, you eat all of them by yourself. You don't have to. I can help you eat the sweets. Could you pass me one? Now I want you to open your workbook on page 66. This is exercise D. You're supposed to use the appropriate modal verb plus have and the past participle of the verb given between brackets. I fixed the roof all by myself. Are you serious? You yourself if you had fallen. So which modal verb is used to express unfulfilled action in the past? Wonderful. Could. So you could have killed yourself. I got you the latest book by the author you like. Thanks. But you, me the book, I downloaded the ebook last week. Something that wasn't important to be done in the past, so you needn't have bought me the book. Pause the video to answer the rest of the questions. Well, for question 3 we have must have started. Here are the answers to the rest of the questions in exercise D. Moving on to exercise E on page 67, complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence using the word given. So, it was impossible for Sandra to lose 10 kilos in a week. So, the sentence is in the past, and we're supposed to use able. So, Sandra wasn't able to lose 10 kilos in a week. It was wrong of you to speak to your sister like that. Ought in the past. So, you ought not to have spoken to your sister like that. Pause the video to answer the rest of the questions. Here is the answer for question 3. Here are the answers to the rest of the questions. This is the end of today's English lesson. Thanks for watching, and remember, this video will always be available for you to watch at any time.